All right, another Yakkin with you, Jagoff, and we are here with Meredith from Wigle Whiskey down here in the Strip District. Meredith, thanks for having us here.
Hey, thanks for coming. Welcome to Wigle Whiskey. Here's
Well,
some
thanks.
rye whiskey for you.
Rye whiskey, all right.
Start the morning right.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Now, tell me a little bit about, first of all, I was reading here that, sometimes good things don't come from drinking games, but clearly this came from drinking, right?
It did, yeah. This is a family business, and we were taking a family vacation in Canada, Niagara on the Lake. We visited a bunch of small family vineyards up there. We fell in love with what they were doing. We thought, if Canadians can do this, surely Pittsburghers can. So we committed there and then to trying to bring whiskey back to Pittsburgh as a family. So that was 3 years ago, and here we are at last.
Yeah, so how long have you been open?
We opened a year ago, March 2012, and going strong since, yep.
Yeah. So, by the way, this is tasting pretty good. So what's the fascination with whiskey and the fascination with whiskey more specifically in Pittsburgh at this point?
Yeah, so Pittsburgh, this is the first distillery in the city of Pittsburgh since Prohibition with whiskey. It's a pretty rare thing to have a distillery in the middle of a city at this point, but that was not always true. So at the height of whiskey making here in Pittsburgh, there were 4,000 documented stills here in western Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Wow is right.
And that was before the Steelers.
Yeah. So by 1850, Allegheny County is producing half a barrel's worth of whiskey for every man, woman, and child in America.
Good times.
Yes. So now if you go to the airport, right, and you tell people you're from Pittsburgh, maybe they say Steelers. Occasionally they might say Pirates.
Yeah.
Rarely, though. In the 1790s, the 1800s, if you were going to airports telling people you were from Pittsburgh, they would have said rye whiskey.
Man.
That's what we were known for. Yeah.
Maybe the Steelers could have been called the Ryes back then, or the Whiskeys. So now in the rebellion, tell me, the rebellion happened here, and people were nuts.
We had this big event here in Pittsburgh, in western Pennsylvania, called the Whiskey Rebellion, where essentially the entire city lost its mind. We just went crazy. There was a tax. The first excise tax in American history was on whiskey distillers, instituted by Alexander Hamilton. This was not a popular tax here in western Pennsylvania, where whiskey was a way of life, and so we went crazy. We burned some people's houses down. We set off a national alarm that brought George Washington and his 13,000 troops to town to put down the rebellion. Yeah, so we are named for a man who was sentenced to hang during this rebellion for treason.
Wow. Well, Meredith, I think I got to take a knee here. This is starting to taste pretty good. Go ahead and tell them about some event or something you have, and tell them about the tours. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So we have an annual event here where we celebrate the Whiskey Rebellion that happens every summer. We invite all of our cultural institutions that we partner with to think of ways to tar and feather everyone who comes, in honor of the tax collectors who were tarred and feathered when they came to town by our charming Pittsburgh friends. That happens every summer. It's free and open to all. And every weekend we do tours here at the distillery where we show you exactly how we make everything we make from scratch, from local organic grains. And you get to hear the history of the Whiskey Rebellion too. So we'd love to have you back for the event or a tour. You're supposed to drink responsibly, you Jagoff.